students, and welcome to Syllabus classes. My name is Ashmita, and in today's class we are going to talk about an examination which is very important for the undergraduate programs, and this examination is known as the American College Testing Exam, or the ACT. Now, this is an undergraduate entrance examination, as I've already told you, and which is taken by the high school students in English-speaking nations. The ACT is majorly preferred by the US universities, and the ACT registration can be done both through online as well as offline mode. Non-US residents need to pay an ACT exam fee of $150, that is in Indian rupees. You can say it's 11,198 without writing, or you can say it's $166.50. In Indian rupees, it is 12,468 with writing. Now, the ACT score is valid for 5 years. The average ACT score is 21, and ACT exam pattern was previously paper-based, but now it is taken in a computer-based format outside the US. ACT syllabus consists of subjects like reading, then mathematics, then English, science, and an optional writing paper also. Now, ACT score range is measured on a 0 to 36 scale. The total duration of the ACT is 2 hours 55 minutes without writing, and 40 minutes if the writing section is added. Candidates normally receive their ACT scores within 2 to 8 weeks of taking the test. There are certain questions that can rise in your mind. The first question that normally rises is, at what age should you take the ACT examination? There is no age limit to appear for the ACT exam, but however, any candidate below the age of 13 will not be allowed to register for the test. In that case, the student needs to contact the ACT customer support to seek assistance to create My ACT account and complete the registration for the test. Another question that frequently rises in your mind is, do colleges prefer the ACT or the SAT scores? Which one? So colleges do not create a distinction between the ACT and the SAT scores. In fact, most US universities accept both. So it entirely depends on the choice of the candidates whether they will take the SAT or the ACT exams. Now, both the tests have equal difficulty levels. So comparing SAT and ACT examinations, which one is harder? Now SAT and ACT have equal difficulty levels. It is important for the candidates to figure out which test is best suited for them. They can decide the same by taking a diagnostic test and evaluating their performance. So, which one to take? Students prefer taking both the SAT and the ACT, as both are used for college admission decisions and also for rewarding merit-based scholarships. The apt way to decide if to take the SAT or ACT is to take a full-length practice test of each type. Since the syllabus and the pattern of the SAT and the ACT are very similar, factors like how you manage time, what kinds of questions you find most challenging can help you determine which test is a better fit for you. What is the passing score for the ACT? The ACT has no official passing scores, but the average ACT score is a 21 on a scale of 1 to 36. If you get a score of 21, then you have scored higher than 50% of the test takers. So try to score high to get admission to the prestigious colleges. So what is this exam pattern of ACT? The exam pattern has MCQs. Now, what are MCQs? MCQs refers to multiple choice questions, which are MCQ based questions with a total of 215 questions to be answered by you all, and the ACT exam evaluates a candidate in 5 main areas. Now, what are these 5 main areas? Reading, mathematics, English, science, and an optional writing section. Now, the duration of the ACT examination is 2 hours and 55 minutes, excluding the ACT writing, which is 40 minutes long. Let us talk about each of the sections now. What you can expect in each of these sections, which I have just mentioned. Now, ACT English. ACT English is the first section of the ACT syllabus with a duration of 45 minutes with 75 questions. The English section of ACT contains passages or multiple essays which is followed by multiple choice questions. ACT exam questions of English cover skills like usage or mechanics or sentence construction and rhetorical abilities. There are underlined portions that need to be corrected on one side of the page and the other side has answer options. Now, what is the importance of this English section? The syllabus and the answer options, whatever is there in the English section, it basically measures the candidate's abilities on 4 main skills. Number 1 is usage and mechanics. Now, like commas, apostrophe, misplaced or dangling modifiers, colons, etc. are checked whether you can use it in a proper way or not. Then there are rhetorical skills which are checked, like transitions, clarity, your precision, your brevity, the structure of writing, everything is checked. The next thing that is checked is your sentence structure, like developing sentences in a grammatically correct manner, coherent manner, stylistic manner, everything is checked. Now, what is the ACT Science syllabus? ACT Science syllabus consists of 40 questions to be answered in 35 minutes. ACT exam pattern of science has 3 main passage types. It includes data representation, then conflicting viewpoints, then research summary, which once again consists of topics which are related to physics, chemistry, biology, and earth sciences. There are a total of 7 passages and are usually followed by tables, charts, or graphs. ACT Science tests the interpretive, analytical, problem-solving, and evaluation skills of test takers. What is there in the ACT reading syllabus? ACT reading syllabus actually consists of 40 questions that need to be answered or completed in 35 minutes. There are a total of 4 sections, 3 of which comprise of lengthy prose and the remaining one has 2 brief proses. Like the ACT exam questions are generally similar to the first year college syllabus. The questions of ACT reading are related to social studies, natural sciences, then you have humanities and literary narrative, or you can also get questions based on prose fiction. ACT reading evaluates skills which are based on major ideas and details, organization and development, and uniformity of knowledge and ideas. What all are there in the ACT Maths syllabus? ACT Maths comprises of 60 questions with a duration of 60 minutes. ACT Maths topic covers topics mostly from pre-algebra, like 14 marks are there. Then elementary algebra is there, 10 marks is there. Then intermediate algebra, 9 marks are there. Plane geometry, 14 marks are there. Coordinate geometry, 9 marks are there. Elementary trigonometry, 4 marks are there. It also implicates data interpretation from tables or graphs and problem-solving questions. Then also one rule need to be followed, that is the calculator is allowed in ACT Maths, but it always follows certain guidelines. What all are there in the ACT writing syllabus? Now, ACT writing is an optional section that is mostly opted by the Indian students. ACT exam pattern of writing consists of an essay, prompt to be completed in 40 minutes, and the essay task states 3 viewpoints on a debatable issue. Candidates must explain and defend their position on that issue. It is scored on a range of 1 to 6 by 2 separate examiners. This section is scored on 4 categories, namely ideas, reasoning skills, organization and development, language use and structure. Scores in this section mirror the potential to produce useful thoughts and also evaluate the different points of view on the given issue. Next, you need to know how you can register for this examination. Now that you are acquainted with the syllabus and pattern and time and all, you need to know how to register. Now, students often inquire how to apply for the ACT examination. So, ACT exam registration can be carried out in both online as well as offline processes. Though the first one is more preferred, that is online method is more preferred than the offline one. Now, the ACT registration deadlines generally fall like 5 weeks before the test date. So try to fill it up as early as possible without waiting for the last dates. First of all, before applying for this ACT registration, I would recommend you to arrange all the important documents like your academic documents, then your digital headshots, then your contact details and all the related stuff that are normally required for filling up the forms. Then access the ACT official website from your computer or your laptop. Normally, phones and tablets are not suitable for filling up the application forms. Try to create an account on the ACT official website, then register by clicking on the symbol. Complete the profile selection by providing details like your contact, your academic details, and all the necessary details that are normally required. Select your ACT test date from ACT exam dates and the option with or without writing, like you are going for writing or you are not going for writing, do choose that also. Select up to 4 colleges to deliver your ACT scores. Select an ACT test center. Confirm the ACT exam fees, which I have already mentioned while starting this class. And also lastly, upload your photograph. Students or aspirants who are trying to register for the ACT examination offline, they need to request for a mail packet at your school or from the website. Fill in the details like your contacts, your academic information. You can also choose the ACT exam center and the date. Mail your ACT registration form. The delivery will take 7 to 10 days. By chance, you want to cancel your ACT test examination. If there is a need to change your ACT exam schedule or cancel the examination, you will not receive a refund. Make that clear, you won't be getting any refund. Therefore, rescheduling is a better option than cancellation. If the cancellation is done by the official body, then the update will be delivered to the candidates. And for cancellation, students need to contact the ACT Student Services. For cancellation, students need to contact the ACT Student Services for deciding the next slot. So what is the exam fee for this ACT examination? ACT exam fees in India are around this $155 or in Indian rupees. Once again, I would like to say it's 11,198 approximately, and that is for without writing. And if you take up writing, then it would be $166.50, which is in Indian rupees. It's 12,468. Now, for late registration, there is a fine which is $35. Also, for changing the test center or your date changes, you always have to pay a fine of $35. ACT exam fees can be paid via the debit card or the credit cards or online fund transfers. In case of late registration, candidates need to incur an additional fee of $35, which I have just mentioned. We have discussed a lot about this examination, about the exam pattern, what we can expect to answer, or what we can expect to find in the question paper, what marks are there and all. But what is the case is that we need to understand that we need to be eligible for this examination. Now, ACT eligibility criteria is first of all, there is no strict ACT eligibility criteria which is to be abided by the candidates. Generally, candidates studying in grades 11 or 12 take the ACT exam for pursuing their undergraduates. Though the students of grade 6 to 9 can also take the ACT exam, ACT eligibility states that the candidate needs to be 13 years of age to take the exam. There is no upper age limit, though candidates below 13 can also take the examination with the assistance of ACT customer support. Now, while you're filling up your application for your examination, there are certain requirements that you need to follow for uploading your photo. Or whatever photo you are uploading, you need to go through the guidelines. Now, what are the guidelines? Photo should be included, like your recent photo should be uploaded. That is, only your photo should be uploaded and not someone else. No blurry or hazy or grainy images should be there, because it's quite difficult to consider those kind of images because it doesn't match with your face most of the time. Photo of your head and shoulders squarely facing the camera. This kind of photograph should be uploaded, and not any selfies or any kind of pose that you are giving. A proper photo is required which will show your shoulders and your face facing the camera. The picture should be in portrait mode and not landscape mode. There shouldn't be any kind of dark glasses. Normal specs are allowed. There should be no filter or emojis or lenses in the picture, like your eyes should be clear. The face should be aimed at the camera directly, and only JPEG, JPG, PNG or BMP formats are allowed. The maximum file size is 5 MB. The photo needs to be in 640 into 480 pixels. For the examinations which are to be taking place around 1st and 2nd of the April month, for them the registration deadline is 4th of March. The late registration deadline is 18th of March for this year, and the estimated score release for the people who are appearing for the examination on the 1st and the 2nd of April, they are to expect their scores within April 12th to June 23rd this year. Candidates who are about to give their examination on June 10th and 11th, for them the registration deadline is on May 13th this year, and for the late registration deadline it's on the 27th of this year, May month. The estimated score release for June 10th and 11th candidates is between 21st of June to August 5th this year. Students or candidates who are going for this examination on the 16th and the 17th of July, they are to expect their registration deadline on the June 17th this year, and the last registration deadline is on July 1st, 2022 this year. And the scores, they are expected to get their scores by July 26th and between 9th September this year. So July 16th and 17th candidates, you can receive your scores within September 9th. Another important announcement is that the test is not available in New York for the July test date. The other two are available. There are certain test centers for the ACT. Now, ACT College Entrance Exam Test is offered at numerous places across India and multiple times. So it is held in most of the cities where you can easily travel, like Delhi, Mumbai, then Jaipur, Hyderabad, Bangalore, and so many cities are there. Across the world, over 2 million candidates take the exam in over 130 countries. Test takers need to select the ACT test centers in India during the time of registration. Next, we are going to talk about the ACT score. The ACT score range is calculated out of 1 to 36. The composite ACT score is the average of the 4 sections of the ACT syllabus. ACT score report features the scores of 4 sections: reading, maths, English, and science. Candidates who are curious about what is their passing score for the ACT need to know that there is nothing as such. Candidates need to achieve the ACT cutoff of the colleges they have selected. ACT score validity is for 5 years, and candidates have the option of ACT score cancellation that can be done when they are leaving the ACT test centers. They need to inform the proctor about that. Next, I'm going to mention about the top scores or competitive scores or the good scores that you should be getting if you are serious about this examination. That is, the first one includes English. Now, the competitive scores should be between 29 to 36 in English. Good scores should range between 24 to 28. For mathematics, the competitive scores should range between 28 to 36. For good scores, your score should be between 24 to 27. For reading, the competitive score should be between 30 to 36. For good scores, your scores should be between 25 to 29. For science, your competitive scores should be between 27 to 36. For good scores, you should be getting between 24 to 26. For composition, you should be getting like around 28 to 36 as your competitive score if you really want to score well. And if you want to get good scores, you should be getting between 24 to 27. For California Institute of Technology, the cutoff marks is 36. For MIT, the cutoff marks is 35. Brown University, the cutoff marks is 34. Carnegie Mellon University, it's 34. Columbia University, then Dartmouth College, Harvard University, Johns Hopkins University, Northwestern University, almost all of them have the cutoff marks of 34. Princeton University, Stanford University, Cornell University, University of Illinois, that is Urbana-Champaign, then University of Michigan, Emory University, all of them have around 34 to 33, 31, some of them. So this is the cutoff marks. For the Emory University, it's 33. For the Georgia University, it's 33. For the University of Notre Dame, it's 34. And for the Tufts University, it's 33. For Georgetown University, the cutoff is 35. For the University of Pennsylvania, the cutoff marks is 34. For the University of California in San Diego, it's 33. For Haverford University, the cutoff marks is 33. For University of Southern California, the cutoff marks is 33. For Carleton University, the cutoff marks is 33. For University of Virginia, the cutoff marks is 34. For the University of Texas, the cutoff marks is 33. For the University of Wisconsin, the cutoff marks is 31. For University of British Vancouver, it's 25 and 10 in writing as your cutoff. For University of Bristol, it's 24 as your cutoff. For University of Tulsa, it's 24 to 31 as your cutoff. For Northwestern University, it's 34 as your cutoff. For New York University, it's 30 to 34 as your cutoff. For McGill University, it's 30 as your cutoff. For Oklahoma State University, it's 21 to 28 as your cutoff. For the University of Miami, it's 28 to 32 as your cutoff. So that was the entire discussion for this ACT examination. Hope so you're preparing well for it if you are serious with it. And as you have understood that its scores are quite acceptable in so many colleges and top universities in the entire world. So definitely go for this examination. If you really want good preparation, then you can join our classes also. All the details are provided in the description box below. Do call us, enroll yourselves, and get all the facilities. soft study materials, live classes, then scholarship programs, everything is there. So do call us and to enroll yourselves. So that was all for today's class. We're going to meet once again with more such discussions in our other classes.